September 9th to order. Please do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We held an executive session prior to the start of this meeting to go over some litigation and some personnel issues. The Events Committee will be holding a special meeting on September the 19th at noon to finalize the plans for the Harvest Moon Festival. Next, we're going to move on to public comments. All public comments shall be delivered from the podium by registered individuals, residents, or taxpayer. Time allotted for an agenda matter is 5 minutes, otherwise 3 minutes for a non-agenda matter. The copy of the policy is available. So,
I just want to make a note that the Events Committee has changed the date to September 22nd at noon, and that will be advertised. Thank you.
Maxine?
Maxine Kaufman, 540 Paddletown Road. I wanted to address Claire and Jane, but they're not here for whatever reason. I want an assurance from them, they're running in November to be on this board, that they are not going to disturb the police department and try to take them where it shouldn't be, and meaning York Area Regional. And I want a public comment from them that they are going to leave the police department alone. We deserve that as taxpayers, and as a resident of this township, I want an answer in public. So that's all I wanted.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is there anyone I had on the list? Anyone I had on the list? Is there any others? Okay, next we're going to move on to approval of the minutes for the July 22nd, 2025 meeting.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes for July 22nd.
Looking for a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now I'm looking for a motion to approve the special meeting minutes for August the 6th of 2025.
I'll make that motion. We approve the meeting minutes for August 6th, 2025.
I'll second it.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we're going to move on to do the vacancy interview and appointment. Aaron, do you want to do the brief, the start there for the overview of the process of what we did?
Actually, I gotta grab the tokens.
Okay.
If we could have each candidate come up so we can draw from a bucket so you can, what order you'll come up to speak. If you could come up now, please.
Really? Would you get one?
Hey, Teresa. Okay, we got 2, 4, and 5 left.
Okay.
So we'll call each candidate up, and then you'll have 5 minutes to speak as to why you want to be a supervisor, to take a seat, and then the board will also have a chance to Q&A you if they have any questions. Number 1.
Good evening. My name is Dan Almany. My last name starts with an A, so I'm used to going first, so that's fine. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak with you tonight. This is not the first time I've spoken in front of this body. I've been a resident here for, well, we moved up from York City, looking for a more rural area to raise our daughter, and we landed here in Newberry Township, just a little bit north of where I grew up in Manchester. One of the things that I think is really important with this particular vacancy is the idea that the decisions that we're going to be making now and down the road are going to affect the future generations of York County. And one of the things that I think, I always think about my daughter when we have those kinds of decisions to make. My big things are, first of all, trust, because I think that's something that has been eroding in the public, from a public standpoint in the last few years. Also, accountability. And I want to point out that my background is in communications, which I think would be a real asset to not only the board, but this township as a whole. I'd like to reference my interest letter. My grandpa was a carpenter, and I've although I'm not, inclined necessarily with those type of skills, I have become a sort of builder over the years in my career. I've helped to build brands, I've helped to build, awareness, and those are the things that I really take to heart, is taking something and seeing it come to fruition. And I'd like to see a better future here for the kids in Newberry Township. So happy to answer any questions.
I'll just ask the same questions too. Just two questions too. It'll be the same question for everyone. Your views on developing within the township and expansion or non-expansion of the township.
Well, I think that's one of the critical issues that we see. I'm actually probably one of the only candidates tonight that is able to say that they already have the trust of thousands of their neighbors. And that's because when we talk about these things, I've been before you last fall or last year talking about the development that we wanted to, that was proposed near Paddletown. The project has to be right for the area, and we can't let these developers come in and cut them tax breaks. If they're looking to be part of our community, then they need to be paid to be part of our community, just like the residents do with their property taxes. They need to support our emergency services and our fire companies. I'm not against development, but we need to make sure that they're the right fit and they're the right partner to come in and be part of this community.
Okay. My second question was your view on police service and keeping it in-house versus regionalization.
I'm sorry, what was the?
Keeping it, whether your view on our police department, whether keeping it in-house or regionalization. Not that it makes a difference. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. I'm just curious.
No, I think our police, Chief, I think you do a great job, and I realize that that's, this is the first time I've heard mention of it with Maxine. I'm more concerned, quite honestly, with the state of the fire department and the fire companies that service our area. We just this past week we saw that Newberry Fire Company is holding an RNK Subs fundraiser. I mean, that's essentially the same thing that Little League teams do. That troubles me. that we can't provide resources for the fire company to be there. You know, the fact that they're doing this sub sale right before we head into fire season, you know, it's a little concerning. But you know, I don't have any problem with, you know, keeping. You know, that's one of the things, you know, I'd talk more about and learn more about your role and everything. I see a couple of the grant stuff on the agenda for tonight. So
That's a valid point on the fire department.
And your
Thanks for
time
that.
is up.
okay.
Thank you. We
All right.
appreciate your time.
Yep.
Okay, number 2?
No, number 3?
Oh, number 3, I'm sorry, that's right. You've got the numbers down there, I forgot we have some didn't show up.
Good evening, board members and residents. My name is Brian Rabine. I'm a longtime resident of Newberry Township, currently reside at 928 Pleasant Drive. I've lived in the township about 46 total, well, in the area about 46 total years. 32 in Fairview, or Newberry, and 14 in Fairview. And then when I was in Fairview, I was just barely across the line, so I was still in touch. I'm in front of you tonight expressing my interest in the vacancy left by Aaron Schwartz, our former supervisor. I'm not sure now what the end dates will be of this because I'm hearing some stuff is changing here a little bit. I'm not going to give everyone a big fancy paragraph here of smoke and mirrors because that's not me. It's not who I am. I'm a realist. I'm here. I'm a simple man trying to live a good life with core family values I was taught by my parents who've lived in the township for over 50 years. I'd like to take the opportunity to serve on the board. I've often said numerous times that if you can't do it right, you can't dedicate your time, then don't do it. Don't do it right. So I feel now the time is that I can dedicate more of my time and step up. I recently did join the Planning Commission, as some of you people know, and I appreciate the opportunity to do that, and I'll continue to do that if I am not elected or appointed for this position at this time. I've been coming to township meetings for about 7 years now. I've seen a lot of change in the township, good and bad both. I think together as a united community, we can do great things for our township. But growth needs to be done carefully. With us being good guardians and good stewards of the township, I think we can do it properly. But it's good for the residents and for the township as well. We all here are going to have difference of opinions. I think we all need to be adults. We need to be respectful and responsible as residents, board members, and sometimes we're going to agree to disagree, and it's just the way it is. Something that's troubled me, not our last board meeting, the meeting before, it was started out by one of the public comments that this is a sinking ship, and it stuck with me. And Rob Harkins asked, why not get on board? The guy said, I'm not jumping on a sinking ship. Well, I think at this point you have two options. Either you don't get involved, you stand around, point fingers, and point blame, or you get involved and you help that vessel upright itself and continue on in a nice journey. I want to be part of that. And I think that ahead down the road, we can make this a great township again. Not that it's not now, but we can continue to work forward in a brighter light. So thanks for your time, and I'll answer any questions.
Thanks,
I know Rob,
Brian.
you had two. And
Yeah, well, just to clarify my question, it was more of a question, if you can put your personal views aside and roll on development or not developing according to the ordinances and.
yeah, and we talked about that a little bit in the Planning Commission process. Yeah, I mean, development is inevitable, but I think again it can be done in a proper manner. Obviously, we have ordinances, and we have to abide by the ordinances. And if the contractors meet the ordinances, it's very tough for us to say no. But also, we can be very stringent and hold them to our ordinances and our building codes, and not just let them run rampant through the township. It needs to be, productive, and it needs to be good for the community. And not all the buildings are going to be good for the communities that we are going to have to approve. And we may not all like them, but sometimes that's the way it is because that's the laws and the ordinances that are written the way they are. Now, maybe some of that will change when we do our new comprehensive plan. Maybe some of those areas will be defined differently. and then the laws for those areas will change. But you're going to have to say no sometimes, and that's just the way it has to be.
If you become a supervisor, what 2 to 3 results do you want to deliver?
2 to 3 results overall. I'd like to see more transparency. I think the board tries to do a good job now, and I'm not going to point fingers that it's anybody's blame, but I just think the community needs to be involved more, as well as the supervisors need to engage more too. I've often told some of my family and friends that are here, it kind of upsets me times when you see a member come in and they stand up here and complain or ask questions about something, and then they leave. Stay engaged with your township, stay engaged with the membership and the people that are here, because there's plenty of things we talk about after they leave that they don't know about. And if they don't stay here, they get lost, and then they come back the following month and ask the same questions that we've already addressed. So I'd like to see more transparency, but more information back and forth. Is that,
Good. Thank you. And your time is up.
all right, thanks for your time.
Number 4. Oh, excuse me, number 6. That was 3. 4, 5, 3 here.
Good evening. My name is Jason Christine, and it's an honor tonight to be here because Newberry Township isn't just where I live. It's where I grew up and where my wife, Michelle, and I chose to raise our 3 boys. It's home for us, and my commitment to it runs deep. Professionally, I work here in the community as a teacher in the West Shore School District and as a small business owner. I've dedicated my career to service, accountability, and helping people succeed. After much thought and prayer, I believe now would be the right time for me to step up and serve our township in a new way as supervisor. Over the years, I've been fortunate to stay very involved in Newberry Township. I serve as the committee chair for Boy Scout Troop 198, where I help guide men through leadership and service projects. And I'm also president of the West Shore Lacrosse Club, working to expand opportunities for kids and families through youth sports. And alongside Michelle, my wife, who I help support as the director of the annual VFW Memorial Day Parade, a tradition that means a great deal to our veterans and to the spirit of our community. These experiences have taught me the value of bringing people together, whether it's parents, volunteers, veterans, local businesses. I've seen firsthand how the teamwork, fiscal responsibility, good communication can make a difference, and that's exactly what I would bring to the Board of Supervisors. Newberry Township has many important items to tackle in the months ahead, and I would like to step in to offer steady, reliable leadership to help guide in those decisions that puts the residents first. I want to be clear, I'm not here with an agenda. I'm here because I care deeply about this community. My focus will be on maintaining the character of Newberry Township, ensuring taxpayer dollars are managed wisely, support our police, EMS, and fire departments, and guide smart, balanced growth that keeps Newberry Township a great place for families to live. It would be an honor to earn the opportunity to serve Newberry Township as supervisor, and thank you for the time this evening and for the service to the township, and for allowing me to share just a little bit why I care so deeply about this community and want to help ensure its future for generations to come. Take any questions.
I think you've addressed both of my questions.
Your vision.
My vision? My vision, to be honest with you, is I think one of the big things that I would like to see is growth is inevitable. And I think that was mentioned before. It is inevitable, but I think we need to learn or look at ways that we can manage that growth while still maintaining the character of Newberry Township. I feel that we need to look at things like zoning and things like that that will help, as I say, manage the growth, because we need growth or we won't be able to supply the services that we need to provide, the police, fire, the community events, et cetera, et cetera. So I think My vision is trying to get that in line so that we can grow and still maintain our community character.
Excellent. Anybody else?
I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Number 7.
Good evening, Sandra Gonzalez, 140 Oak Road. Thank you for this opportunity. I've lived in the township since 2006 and raised 4 children, and now 4 of my grandchildren live within the township. And you guys know me pretty well. I'm in a lot of these meetings. I was instrumental, I think it's fair to say, getting Aaron Schwartz elected and worked hard to help make that happen, as I did with Mark Anderson, as I did working for President Trump's Trump Force 47. So I've knocked a lot of doors in this community and have interacted with the members of this community. As an adult, since my mid-20s, I have served the community on a volunteer basis, and a lot of you know that. The different programs that my husband and I have run through ministries and outreach programs, and we still continue to do. Probably the most important thing to me is the emergency services in the township. And I have lobbied tirelessly for our police department, and most of the officers probably can tell you that off the top of their head. Lobbied to preserve having 2 canine dogs on the force and how important that is to the community. Helping out with National Night Out. I think our new building here was a tremendous asset in really streamlining our emergency services. I don't really have a lot else to say because I think you guys know me well enough. I know if you've been in these meetings, and I know Brian very well because he is in these meetings with regularity, and I can speak for his character, and I think he's a fine candidate as well. So I don't think there's anything really that I can add other than if you have a question for me.
I don't. I mean, I know your viewpoints are to the both questions. Well, maybe on the first one, on developing or lack of developing, would you be able to put your personal views aside and rule on the facts and rule on the ordinances?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I know you guys have looked at the ordinances in ways that you could maybe make changes. I know it's very expensive every time we review an ordinance and then our solicitor goes through, you know, the legalities of the federal, state, local, how we can make that happen. I know you guys have made that a priority in the past. I have seen you guys vilified over not being able to stop a developer from doing what their high-powered lawyers were kind of forcing us to do. And I know at times you guys have been at a loss. I know sometimes it's not an easy decision. Sometimes you see the inevitable and you can't stop that. But I do think focusing on looking at those ordinances where we can change, you know, where the village is located, where it's not, and if you can do any of that and get ahead of it would be great. But the growth is inevitable. And I think you guys have done a pretty good job with it. I know a lot of people hate the warehouses, I know that. But they've brought a lot of jobs to this community, and they bring revenue to this community. And a lot of people don't realize when you build a new complex of houses, you know, that puts a strain on your emergency services, your school district, all that. The warehouses really don't. The warehouses in and of themselves are a good, productive part of this community. Not that we want 50 million of them. But so I know we're not always going to agree on that, but you do, you know, you always put your best foot forward. That's kind of how you raise kids, isn't it? Where there's what you let one kid do, maybe you don't let the other kid do, and they hate you for it. And sometimes you just make a tough decision. So I'm ready to do that.
So supervisor has a job for 6 years. For 6 years, what would your legacy be when you leave?
I think being a tireless advocate for our police department, our emergency services in general, our fire department. I do think, and I know we work hard at trying to connect our police department with the children in the community. We have the most fabulous National Night Out. I think continuing to enhance that. And I think, I love the fact that you guys are connected to the seniors in the community, even though their building is not going to be in our township. You guys have still cared enough about our seniors, knowing that it's in a different township, but our seniors will be serviced by them. So the same way that I serve people on a volunteer basis in a day-to-day situation, I want to see that continue here in the township. But it's making sure that our seniors and our children, a lot of us that are kind of in the middle there, I'm reaching to the top of that, but in the middle there, we fend for ourselves well. It's our children and our seniors that I think I would like to focus more on.
Good, thank you. Your time is up. We appreciate it.
Good evening. My name is Matt Musser. I'm 145 Roxbury Road. I'm pretty sure really no one in here knows me, so I'm Matt. I'm fairly new to the township. My wife and I, we moved here last July in 2024.
well,
So
welcome.
little over a year. We've loved it. Just a little bit about myself. Obviously, I told you already, I have a beautiful wife. We have 4 children. 2 of them are here in Newberry Elementary School, and then 2 more little ones yet, still at home. And we love outdoors, gardening, and camping, which is really why we came to this area, because we found a great property where we could do that. A little bit about me and why I want this, why I'd like to volunteer to come and apply for this position. I just thought I could use my skills that I've developed over the years to make a difference in the community. A little bit about me professionally. I work for Inch & Co. Outdoors. It's a landscape company down in York, for most of you who probably don't know. So I've been with them since 2013, about 12 years. From that time, I've worked all the way from a field laborer up to general manager. I've been general manager for about 6 years now. And during that time, I've grown a lot in leadership, communication, decision-making skills, people skills, all which I believe I could use here, if I was voted on as a supervisor for the township here. So just a little bit else, other things about me, just past stuff. My wife and I lived in Mount Joy before we moved here. I was a volunteer firefighter there for 7 years, so I'm a fan of the fire department. Especially the volunteers, they put in a lot of hard work at crazy hours just to keep the residents safe. Same goes with the police. I'm a fan of the police as well. Just to touch on your questions about development. In full transparency, my company does have, there's a parent company, Inch & Co., and they do have another division that is a development company. So just in full transparency, so everyone knows. My personal views on it is kind of the same as business. I think most people have heard it said, if a business isn't growing, it's dying. I think the same thing is true with probably a township too, and that goes with development in it. Kind of like everyone else here said, I think we be smart about it. Everything has its pros and cons, and each opportunity should be looked at. Look at the pros, look at the cons, and see if it makes sense for us as a whole. You were asking about vision or legacy. To be honest, it's a little hard for me to answer because the very first meeting I was at this last one. I don't know a lot of the background and history of what's happened here in the township. I'd say from the last meeting, the one thing I'll say, I'm a problem solver at heart, and right now I don't know what the problems are. From the last meeting, it sounded like trust, open communication, and budget were 3 really hot topics. So just any way I can use my skills to basically solve problems and help the community.
Wonderful. Well, we're glad you're here. If you don't become a supervisor, will you continue to attend meetings
Yeah.
and get involved?
Yeah.
We need people like you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Dwayne, I saw you arrive late. Are you still wanting to speak? Okay, go ahead.
It's been just some crazy couple weeks. My sister died, and I was running around with my mom today. So it was just like really had nothing prepared. But like when I ran for township supervisor before, I mean, as far as development goes, we're developed out. I was born in 1972, lived here pretty much ever since, and it's like, and nothing's. I mean, I don't see any benefit. It's like, and most of the people, the jobs at the warehouse are from outside the community that are provided for. But yeah, we get tax money off of that a little bit. But I just need more openness and transparency. And when you talk about zoning, well, then there needs to be, when you have zoning set up, you need to stop making exceptions for the zoning. Just like when there's developers, there's a bond, and they go and cry and they want the bond reduced. No. This is our township. This is our land you're destroying. We need more farmland that's organic and agriculture and not the Monsanto poison. And that's what keeps the character, of the town. That is the character of the town, the agriculture, the farm, the wooded land, the greenery, not warehouses and townhouses. It's absolutely out of character. And it all started in 1987 when they built stupid Valley Green Mall, and that's never been right, especially their parking lot. And, but yeah, it just needs to be more openness, fairness, and communication. And what tends to happen is people tend to forget the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the Pennsylvania Bill of Rights, and people are on this. It's like, no. Freedom of speech is just that. When you're doing stuff that people don't like, they have the right to express it in any manner that they seem fit. Just seem like whatever. Like if the school board wants to do transgender crap, I'm like, no, absolutely not. And you can express that how you see fit. And I mean, yeah, as long as you don't get to violence, physical violence, because everybody, gets to a point where they get frustrated and say stupid stuff, but as long as they don't go over the line of making it a physical act, so be it. I mean, but yeah, just need to do what's right and more openness and do things that are actually right. I mean, like the one guy that Valley Green, I forget what road it was, but around golf course, where he explained it was like one line. It's like, and he's like, well, people are going to pass. It's like, well, it's a solid yellow line. You can't know how to pass it. And the double line is the state, basically. It's more or less a state road. I mean, there is a thing where you can have the state, I guess, do a double yellow line. I don't know what the process is at, but that's usually a state thing from my understanding. And people don't know that. And just saying, it's like, when you have that question, the board should have been able to say, it's like, well, the double line is usually a state, and it's still a violation for a solid single line and you pass it. Unless it's dotted, you can't pass. But, I mean, like I said,
Your
just
time
need
is
to
up.
say what's right.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Your time is up. Thank
Yep,
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, board, I believe those are all the candidates that have spoken. I want to thank each and every one of you that have taken the opportunity to put in your letter of interest and stood up behind that podium and spoke to the board and to the public. I appreciate everything you've done. Like I've told everyone before, it was not easy for me to step down as supervisor. I really enjoyed it. So hope the person that takes my place lives up to what my thoughts and future of this township were. And also for transparency, there was a little bit of misguidance or direction for which we thought how the seat would work. We thought when the board would choose someone this evening, that they would be able to stay in the seat until the next municipal cycle. It was brought to our attention that it's not the case. Brian Furman from York County Board of Elections reached out and said that my seat will be on the ticket for this November election. We've tried to get some guidance from Mr. Furman. He really hasn't gotten back to us after numerous attempts. So from what we are understanding, what will happen is if anyone is interested to be on the ticket for November election, that they're supposed to reach either Doug George, Chair of the Republican Committee for York County, or reach out to Chad Baker, the Democrat Chair of York County. Let them know you're interested in being put on the ticket, and then they will choose someone of all the nominations. How that process works, I cannot explain. Like I said, we reached out to Mr. Furman. We haven't heard back from him yet. We will assist you in getting the Mr. George or Mr. Baker's information so you can give your interest to him. I would hope that they would take some consideration as to who the board picks tonight for the seat, as to who they would select to be put on the ticket. But like I said, we're looking for more information. Unfortunately, we have not received it as this evening. But as far as we know, that will be on November's election ticket. So anyone that needs help with that, please let me know. I'll do the best I can to help you and point you in the right direction. Yes.
Did you talk to the Department of State?
I reached out. I haven't heard back. Yes, ma'am.
So,
Can you want to come up to the mic?
You want to come up to
Come up to the
mic?
microphone.
Hi, I'm Nikki Byer, 210 Winding Hill Drive, Edders. So I just want to clarify, the seat that these people just spoke about is your seat, right?
Correct.
And so you aren't going to decide on who
No, ma'am.
gets that seat?
No, I don't have
It will be
any say.
on the ballot?
I won't even have a say tonight. So whoever the board selects tonight, they will have to get sworn in. And then once they're sworn in, they'll be a supervisor until the end of this year, when the new board election takes place.
Yeah.
Reorganization meeting, first of the year.
But they will be on the ballot then, or maybe not?
We don't know. No, there's not a guarantee. They would have to put
We're
it.
still waiting from the people from the Elections Division, Bureau, to answer our questions. They won't answer our questions, because apparently we just don't ask them every day. Apparently you have to call them every hour in order to get an answer out of them. So as it stands right now, that's the way it looks like it has to be done. We're going to appoint somebody tonight, but if they want to continue past the end of the year, they would have to run in November.
Is there not going to be another opening from someone else that's stepping down?
There's a-
We're waiting to hear that.
We have not heard anything. Everybody else in the community, I can tell you right now, everybody else in the community knows who it is.
Chairman Kirkpatrick, can I step in here? I'll answer your question if you want to. So it's up to you. So per the second class township code, the next available general election is when the election happens, unless there's a certain.
November 4th.
Correct. Because we're so close to the actual election, it goes to the parties, the Republican Party and the Democrat Party.
I already heard from the Democratic Party that there was an opening.
Okay, so if you're intending to run, you have to contact the individual party leadership and lobby them to be put on the ballot on behalf of that party. Of course, there's always write-ins available as well. So that is the process
Right.
for this election. The person that will be voted on tonight will fulfill the term till the end of December.
Okay.
Okay? But who gets on the ballot is determined by the parties. It is not determined by the supervisors, the township, the county. It's determined by the parties. Or, of course, you can do a write-in ballot at that point in time.
Just
Okay?
to be clear, I'm not looking for a job. I'm just trying to.
No. I
understand the
just
whole
want to make sure
process.
we're clear on the process.
Right.
Here.
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
thank you.
And don't quote me on this. I believe the 15th of this month is the deadline to turn in to be nominated to the department.
Correct, correct.
So it's got to happen
Yes, sir,
fairly
come on
quickly.
up. Can you come up to
I'll
the
make this
podium?
one.
Gary Jakovich, 785 Yoakum Town Road. The only thing I wanted to ask was some of the candidates or applicants came up and I couldn't make out their names. It seems like it's a possibility these people, some of them, or one or at least one, may be going to ballot on November. So I wonder if you could just read off the names so I actually know who I might use what happened tonight as a reference to making a voting decision.
Huh?
I have the list.
Okay, Diane.
Jason Christine, am I pronouncing your last name correctly? Dwayne Smith, Matthew Musser, Dave Cantrell, who's not present, Sandra Gonzalez, Dan Almany, and Brian Rabine?
Rabine.
Rabine.
Very good. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion to,
Well, I want to just make one comment. So she made reference that everyone's been hearing that there's going to be 2 vacancies. We don't know what Claire's intentions are. Aaron, could we get word out to Claire and see if we can get clarity on that?
he hasn't answered any emails or text messages from anybody. So,
I mean, I can verify that also, but
we're not gonna.
I mean, you guys know more
We're not
than we
gonna
do
sit
at
and
this
debate
point.
that tonight, so.
But I think we should reach out again for that and just try to get an answer on that. Okay, you can go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm looking for a motion to appoint somebody to the supervisors.
You would look for a
Supervisor.
nomination.
Mr. Chair, these would be nominations.
Nomination, okay.
So, Aaron, do you want to run through the process and how this works?
Yes. Any one of the supervisors can make a nomination, and then we'll do a roll call from there, see if everyone else is in agreement. If there's not a majority, then we'll look for another nomination and go through it until one is.
So just to be clear, you're going to nominate and then you need a second
Okay.
to bring that candidate to the floor. If majority vote happens on that particular candidate, the process is done. And if a majority vote does not happen, then you nominate the next or actually,
Okay.
Sorry, you put yes, you nominate, do the vote. If nothing happens, you nominate the next person, do the vote, and then you just keep going until you get a majority.
Can we
Okay?
go down through the list of each candidate?
We can open up. Is there a nomination?
I would nominate Sandra Gonzalez.
I'll second it.
Can we get a roll call vote? Mr. Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Diane Schellenhammer?
No.
Rob Harkins?
Yes.
3-1.
2-1.
2-1, excuse me, sorry. 2-1.
At tonight's
Okay.
meeting, that's a majority.
Congratulations.
So I just want to make a brief comment. There was a lot of good candidates. I would like to talk to. What's ridiculous?
Go ahead, Rob.
I'd like to speak with some of you after the meeting about doing other stuff. I chose Sandra just on. She would equal with a lot of you, but she's here almost every month involved, and I think she has the pulse of the township already in her mind. So that was the reason for my choice.
Okay, we're going to move on now to land division and subdivision plans. We have none tonight, and after that, we're going to move on to reports. Under the reports, public safety, Chief?
So the only thing I have to add to the public safety report, wanted to bring everyone's attention that Newberry Township is having a bingo on September 12th and September 26th. They also have a chicken barbecue on September 20th. Goldsboro has a bingo on September 19th. Nothing more to add to that particular report. For the police department, for the month of July, the department handled 1,258 calls. There was 2 aggravated assaults, 4 burglaries, 15 thefts, 1 motor vehicle theft, 4 drug offenses, 8 DUIs, 11 simple assaults, 1 harassment, and 12 all other offenses. Additionally, they responded in investigating 1,200 other calls for service, including 21 domestics, 19 traffic accidents. They issued 105 traffic citations, 175 traffic warnings, 13 non-traffic citations, and made 40 misdemeanor and/or felony criminal arrests. The last thing that I just want to thank everybody, volunteers, individuals from the fire department, and other vendors for coming out for our National Night Out, which was in August. I realize this is July's report, but we're kind of in September now, so I just want to thank everybody for coming out to our National Night Out. We had a great event. There was a lot of people that showed up, and hopefully we can continue to make it bigger and better and stronger to bring our community together next year. That's all I got.
All right, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, we're going to move on. James, anything to add to your report?
Nothing to add to my report.
Bill?
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add? Okay. Jane? Scott in the highway? Brant in the sewer? Building, planning, commission, and zoning, or anything on that? She's not here tonight.
Her son had
Yeah.
surgery.
Surgery, that's right. Parks and Recreation?
They're not present.
Events Committee?
Want me to speak for events? We have 2 events coming up in the near future. We have September 20th, Music in the Park at Castle Road. We'd love to have you all come. It's from 4 to 9, and we have country music playing. And we have our concession stand open for the first time. So the second event is October 4th at the shops of Newberry Town, and that again was going to be from 4 to 9. It's going to be our Harvest Moon Fest. We're going to have a bonfire and food and music, so we hope you come and join that with us.
Is that it?
That's it.
Aaron, anything for the manager?
Nothing to add.
Okay. Under supervisors, Rob, you got anything?
No.
Diane?
No, sir.
Okay, we're going to move on to old business. Under old business, I'm looking for a motion to approve the payment number, application number 13 to Lobar Associates for the final retainage, the construction in the amount of $6,000.
I'll make that motion to approve payment.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're going to move on to new business. Okay, we're moving on to new.
He's the township engineer.
Well, and I'm telling you, what
Mr.
did
Kirkpatrick,
you have
can
in
you-
your notes, in your letter that went out to people, how that was supposed to be run? You should have had.
Come up to the microphone.
everyone a chance.
Come up to the microphone.
Come up to the microphone. If you're gonna come in here and talk, you need to be at the microphone.
I think everybody has it in their own head that that was kind of messed up. You have only 3 people voting, and you want a majority. So at least you should have, there was one person that said no. You should have called the next person, and perhaps there would have been 3 people that agreed. Then that would be a total majority. And that was not the way it was spoken in your letter that went out to the people running, as far as how the procedure was going to be, was it?
What are you referencing in the letter?
The letter that went to the candidates.
What are you questioning? What,
I don't think that that was how you explained how it was going to happen.
ma'am, you gotta explain, I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you send a
What did
letter
I
out to
miscommunicate?
people? Did you send a letter out to people explaining the process?
I did.
And what did the process say?
I don't have it in front of me, but if you're questioning a part of that process, what was not followed, ma'am, I don't.
Well, why don't you pull up what you wrote and see?
Ma'am, I don't have it on me.
All right, Sandra
You can sit
has
down,
it.
please.
What does it say, Sandra? I don't know. Why don't you
Well,
read the process? What
You're
was supposed to
questioning it, so
happen?
you must have something in mind that's not right. So what part is it that's not right?
What does it say in the process?
Says the board will take nominations and conduct a public roll call vote. If needed, additional rounds may be held until one candidate receives a majority.
And you think that 2 out of 3 is your majority. I realize that technically it's a majority. But you didn't even see if there was a possibility that you would have 3 out of 3.
I can tell you I voted yes for the candidate that I nominated, and I wasn't going to vote yes for any of the other ones. Does that help you at all or not?
And you're comfortable with how this went. Anybody else uncomfortable with how this went?
Ma'am, if we had a fourth supervisor up here, we would have had 4 people. I don't know what else to say, and I don't think I misspoke in the letter which I sent to anyone.
Okay. As long as you can sleep at night and you think that that's the way things went.
Honestly, I didn't have.
Well, thanks for your comments. We're going to move on.
Okay.
Okay, under new business, approve the minimum municipal obligation for 2026, the police retirement plan for $480,039. Looking for a motion to do that.
I'll make a motion to approve the minimum municipal obligation.
Looking for a second? I'll second it. Any questions or concerns?
I mean, I'll just make a statement that we do receive some state help on this figure, so the township doesn't pay that entire amount. I think last year it was around $200,000 we received from state help.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make note of
check
that.
should be here soon, so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get to your
Questions or concerns?
Question real quick. What's the percentage that goes up each year on the average? It varies by payroll. What our estimated payroll for the year is. Now, this year's a little bit inflated because we do have an extra pay period. So instead of 28, it's 29.
Publish concurrent years so you get an understanding, so the township would get a better understanding.
Excuse me?
Do you do concurrent years in regards to percentages as such?
Yeah, we have the previous years. Like I said, we got to estimate the remainder of the payroll for this year to come up with this number. I mean, that's. Okay. Okay, we can.
I mean, if you would come in during regular office hours, I'm sure Jane can probably get you hooked up with some kind of numbers, okay? All right.
That's a good question, thank you.
Okay, any more questions or concern by the board? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now I'm looking for a motion to approve a minimum municipal obligation for 2026 for the non-uniform retirement plan of $95,989.
I'll make a motion to approve minimum municipal obligation.
Looking for a second?
I'll second that.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Next, I'm looking for a motion to approve Halloween in Newberry Township for Thursday, October the 30th, between 6 and 8 p.m.
I'll make that motion to approve Thursday, October 30th for Halloween.
Looking for a second?
I will second that.
Okay, just so everybody knows, I believe Goldsboro just approved the same night at their meeting earlier this week. And I believe Fairview is also the same, so all of us will be pretty much on the same evening this year. So, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, adopt resolution 2025 amended to the establishment of the events committee.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025.
13. 2025.
2025-13,
That's
excuse me.
more better. Okay.
I'll
You going to second it?
second that motion.
And for just discussion reasons, we have removed the events committee from underneath Parks and Recs. So we're now a separate entity on our own and advisory board directly to the board.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. I'm looking for a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between the township and the events committee for the year-round use of Shelley Park concession stand.
Make a motion to approve the memorandum about the concession stand at Shelley Park.
I'll second that motion.
And again, I'll explain that a little bit further. What we have done is taken the concession stand and made that part of the events committee so we can run it and grow it and maintain it.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Adopt resolution 2025/27, establish a comprehensive plan steering committee and authorize consultant solicitation. Mr. Manager, would you explain that a little better, please?
So our comprehensive plan has been well overdue. The first process is to start gathering a steering committee to work on doing a comprehensive plan, and then also probably outsource to a firm that will assist in the matter. So we're suggesting a total of 9 individuals to be on the steering committee. We're looking for 2 possible supervisors, 2 from planning can be on it, 3 residents, just typical standard resident within the township, and 2 potential business members or someone that have business within the township. This gives us a little bit of diversity of people to be on the steering committee to help make decisions. So we will have a form up on our website. If anyone is interested in applying to be onto the committee, please do so. Visit our website and we'll have a form. We'll also put it on Facebook as well. You can put your information on there and turn it in. I believe we have until the end of October or November. We'll post it on the website. We're looking to take applications through that time frame. We're not trying to get it done in 2 weeks. We understand this could take a month. It could take 2 months to get nominees that want to be part of it. And I would suggest to the board, if we don't have enough, we continue looking. It's very important that we get a good crew on there, and some people that want to make a difference in the township and look forward to the future.
Okay. I'll make that motion that we adopt that resolution. Looking for a second?
I'll second that.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Adopt resolution 2025-28 for a category 4 facilities local share assessment grant. There's other words for that fancy stuff. This grant is for up to $125,000. Mr. Manager, would you explain what that's about?
Actually, I would request the board table that.
Okay.
We are not quite ready for that grant. We had it on the agenda, but we're just not ready.
Okay. All right. We'll table that till the next meeting. Okay, looking for a motion to adopt resolution 2025-29 on an LSA, which is a grant, local share grant for up to $425,000. Is to be used for public works compliance and to include a street sweeper and also to get dash cameras for the police department, correct?
These are for the highway department vehicles.
Oh, dash cameras for the camera, okay.
So we can keep track of everything, and then it will also give us GPS so we know where everyone's at any given moment. And
Okay.
it should also keep track of when they're plowing. We know where they've been and where they haven't been.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adopt resolution 2025-30, another LSA grant for up to $250,000 for police safety and accountability modernization project. This project's to include a patrol vehicle fully upfitted, body cameras, and in-car video systems and server. I'll make that motion that we do that.
I'll second it.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consider looking for a motion for a 3-year HVAC maintenance agreement with AC Rimmer for $2,195 annually for the administration, highway, and the old police station, $68.75 annually for this building. This is for the authorization for the township manager to execute this. I'm looking for a motion for that.
I'll make a motion, we approve the 3-year HVAC maintenance agreements.
I'll second it.
Okay. Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement with the West Shore School District. Aaron?
Another one we got to table, that one we asked for some language changes in it, and we sent it back to York, to the school board for approval, and we haven't heard back, so.
Okay. Next on the list is adopt resolution 2025-31, Board of Supervisors Conduct and Staff Interaction and Office Access Policy. I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Next, I need a motion to approve the 2026 contract with CLU Animal Control Services. Is that right? CLU? Clug?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we approve the 2026 Klug Animal Control Service contract.
I'll second it.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm looking for a motion to award the sludge hauling bid to Solid Waste Services Incorporated, doing business as J.P. Mascaro and Sons, and to authorize the township manager to execute all the required documents.
I'll make that motion to approve the sledge hauling.
I'll second it. Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Next, I'm looking for a motion for certificate number 2, Pensy Supply for the 2025 road program in the amount of $111,439.69.
I'll make a motion, we approve the payment application for certificate 2 to Pensy Supply.
I'll second it.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Next on the list is payment application for certificate number 3 to Pensy Supply for the 2025 road program in the amount of $54,119.28. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Questions or concerns?
I should have said this on the last one too. Bill, everything is good on those still?
Yeah. Work is done, complete.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Looking for a motion for payment of application for certificate number 3 to Krylon for the 2025 Pleasant Drive Bridge in the amount of $328,142.12.
I'll make that motion to pay application 3 for Krylon.
I'll second it.
Questions or concerns?
That
All in favor?
work is complete as well, and we're still holding $5,000 though that we'll need to pay out for once the site's stabilized.
Okay.
And once again, that was the grant project that was covered by a grant.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Now I'm looking for a motion for bond reduction for Lexington Estates, Phase 9? 6? Phase 6, I'm sorry. In the amount of $134,941.50.
It's phase 4.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Bill, we're good on that, Bill?
Yeah, just to clarify, Oh, VI, yeah, it's 6 for 134, 941, yep.
Yep.
Number 3, yep.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
What?
Now I'm looking for a motion for Lexington Estates, number 5, for in the amount of $45,737.50. Bill, that's good?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Bond reduction for Lexington Estates, that would be 5, or number 4, in the amount of $37,466.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Questions or concerns? Bill, we're good on that?
Yes.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? You okay?
I am.
Next, I'm looking for a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-32 to approve the submission for the RACP grant for the renovation of the Newberry Township Administrative and Public Works Building.
I'll make that motion to approve the RACP.
I'll second that.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
so just for the approval this evening, we had 1.25 million. But that was sort of based off the last time we applied. Now, since then, we had the sewer extension on there. So that's going to be 500-some thousand off of that. So the grant will be for much less than, but we're just looking for approval so I can, up to that. We're meeting with Lobar to finalize the price either this week or next to get us close to what we'll need to submit.
Okay. Next, I'm looking for a motion to pay the bills.
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Looking for a second.
I'll second that.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Questions or concerns? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting's adjourned.